Well, first I have to say congratulations because So Help Me Todd is one of the few fall news shows that were picked up for more episodes. How does that make you feel?
I'm over the moon every time someone mentions it or I think about it. I get goosebumps. It's happening right now, and I know this camera can't pick it up, but I just got goosebumps because you mentioned it. I'm, you know, it's what we're doing is a little bit as entertainers creating a TV show is a little bit. It's risky because it's like you shoot the pilot and it's like, man, I hope this show gets picked up in series, and you shoot the series, it's like, man, I hope we get picked up for a full season. Then you get picked up for a full season, and it's like, all right, now it's time for the next goal. So I'm being focusing on being present and not focusing too much on being like, all right, what's next? So I'm just enjoying the moment.
Well, this is such a special and very good. It's got like a combination of drama, there's humor, there's heart, there's everything in it to this series. But was there something about the show or about Lyle that really made you want to be a part of it?
Absolutely both. So initially, when I saw the breakdown for the character of Lyle, he's someone who's fastidious. He is someone who is seen as difficult in the office. But then I'm like, okay, so if Lyle is someone who's seen as difficult, but then there's also this character Todd who barges into his office and makes these demands, and he doesn't even work there, and he's the mother of one of the partners of the law firm, and he lost his license. Then I know exactly who this person is. This is someone who works in, because I used to work in retail like a lot of folks, and so I remember when people would come into the place that I worked at, and they would be so entitled, and like I know that feeling when that person is wrong. Like, yes, I'm here to help you. I'm here to do a job, but also you got to check this entitlement for me, please. And so, and I knew exactly that's where Lau had to come from. And I was right. It feels good. I was right.
I mean, the fan reaction has been they love the Todd Lyle scenes. I think those are one of the moments that they look for each episode to see how y'all are gonna butt heads this particular episode. That must be a happy coincidence for you that it worked out. I mean, you read it in the script, and I guess you and Skylar, do you guys get to improv in those moments much, or is that really wonderfully all on the page?
A lot of it, most of it is on the page, like 98% of it is on the page. And then each of the other remaining 2% come from Skylar and I. So one of my favorite moments was from episode 4 of this season. Came on a couple weeks ago, and it was just one line. It was a scene where Todd asked Lyle if the cipher that he was deciphering was some kind of made up language from like Lord of the Rings or like a Wakandan language, and then Lyle is like, a Wakandan language. Are you asking me this because? And he's like, because you're a nerd. And then when we get to the end of that, um, when Todd reveals that basically like he's like, oh, do you have any Klingon tattoos? And, da, 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 and he said da, da, da. It's like, wait, but you're a nerd too. And what the original line said was, okay, who's a nerd now, nerdy? And I'm like, but this is CBS though. This should be. I feel like that nerd line should be better. And then I said, so who's a nerd now, Sheldon? In reference to young Sheldon in Big Bang Theory. And everybody behind camera laughed, and we had to redo it. So I'm like, yeah, that's the one that's gonna get in. So we get to play, and it's a lot of fun. I have so much fun with Skylar playing on set. Whenever he's like, okay, watch this, I'm like, okay, I already know what's about to happen. All right, I'm listening. Whatever you're about to do, I'm on board with it. And it works out a lot.
Well, this is such a great series for you because you have such a great comedic timing to you. Have you
Thank you.
always had just a natural ability for being funny, or is it something you've had to work at over the years? Because all of these moments really shine for you, and this is such a special series where I think we're finally getting to see Tristen, you know,
Mhm.
bring up those comedy chops.
Yeah, it's first of all, thank you. I can't say whether or not this is a natural ability. However, everything I've been in has been comedy. I'm very fortunate that I get to play this role in a show that is technically not a comedy. It's a 1 hour procedural drama, but low key it's comedy. Low key it's comedy. Like, don't tell anybody, but it's a comedic show. The stakes are dramatic, but we get to have fun with it. And I got to start my professional career with Awkward Black Girl on YouTube with Issa, followed by Insecure, all comedy, and then 50 Central comedy. So everything that I've done has been comedy, and I'm just grateful. I believe that this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'll accept that. Yes, I have always had a natural comedic ability.
Were you looking to get more into a dramatic role then, since you've done so much comedy in the past? Is that why Lyle appealed to you?
That's one of the reasons for sure. And I'll just say this, like one of the other things I did on New Year's Eve, I wrote in a journal for what I wanted for the next year. And one of the things that I listed that I wanted, I was like, I want to be a series regular on a network show. And I even wrote, I was like, on a procedural. And it just turned out, it happened. So
Manifest.
I mean, absolutely, master manifestor over here. I, I just, I want to test myself. And this is a test. Network television is a lot different from streaming or different from cable. And I'm having a great time doing it.
Okay, well, I have to ask in those Lyle Todd moments, who breaks the most? Because those quips just, we talked about how funny they tend to be and that you guys do get to improv, but somebody has to break at some point because these are so fun. These moments are
Yeah.
just so funny.
But I mean, Skylar and I don't really break. I will say that when on that young Sheldon line, because the camera was on me, like he did do one of the
And
faces.
it was improv, so he wasn't really expecting that, to be fair.
But usually what happens is if like there's a line like that where it can be interchanged with something else, I'm usually like, what do you think of this? What do you think of this line? What do you think of this character? And he's like, yes, no, that other one was funnier. So like we get to collaborate. So to answer your question, Skylar.
All right, well, he'll be watching this, I'm sure, and he'll have something to say about that.
Damn right. You're damn right. You're damn right, Skylar.
Well, I think every episode just gets better and better. Was there a particular episode that really stands out? Maybe one we haven't even gotten to see just
Yes,
yet.
there is an episode that I got to film about 2, 3 weeks ago that I'm excited for everyone to see. And you know how it is. I can't give away any spoilers, but it's a very special episode for Lyle, and you'll know it when you see it.
We'll be getting any more backstory about Lyle, perchance, this season?
Absolutely. That I will say we're definitely going to get some backstory. I mean, we got. I don't know if you know this, but we got a full season order, so we've got a we've
You
got
got
we
some
got
room to play.
we
You got
got
some
some stories
episodes
to
to fill.
so like we definitely will be doing some backstory. Lyle's definitely gonna get some backstory in there. We'll get to know a little bit more about Lyle, just a little bit, not too much. He's a private guy, and he didn't want to tell the writers too much. So he's keeping it close to the chest.
I was going to ask, was there anything you added to him that wasn't there? Or maybe, when you learned about that backstory in that episode, you were like, oh, okay, I did not picture that in the one I created.
What I will say is that because if I told too much, it might give away that story. But Scott Prendergast and I, the series creator, we've had a couple meetings, and I got to tell him kind of like my life story, like how I grew up, my relationship with my mom, and we've infused some of that into the story of Lyle and into his backstory. I wrote myself a journal for Lyle. um, I've heard other actors before talking about how they've written journals for themselves. I'm like, writing a journal? I don't understand how that works. But then, like, I just started writing, like, the things that I found similar between myself and Lyle and what I imagined his backstory would be. And now I have a whole journal for him and where I can go to, okay, what are his personal relationships with his mother look like? What his relationships with partners look like? What does his relationship at work look like? So, yeah, I've been able to infuse some of Tristen into Lyle, and I'm very fortunate that I was able to collaborate with Scott and the writers on crafting his character some more to give him more backstory to make him more personal for me.
Well, you're a part of social media. What kind of fan feedback have you been receiving to the series?
Yeah, great feedback. People love Todd and Lyle. Someone I remember very early on, I believe it was in the first episode, someone was like, "Yeah, see, this scene right here was the end of the pilot where Lyle walks into his office and there are all these people around and everyone's just like in line, and then he sees a sign that says donut party in Lyle's office, and he goes in there and he sees a little note from Todd like, "Hello, partner. Thanks, partner." Whatever the card said, and someone online captured that screenshot and was like, "See, this is how I know that Lyle is a Virgo." And I was like, "Actually, that makes sense. Lyle would definitely be a Virgo. Yeah, I see it. Yep, they're absolutely right." So people are like, "Yeah, Lyle's a Virgo." People are like, "Lyle is my what is it called? My spirit animal." People have been creating memes of Lyle. I'm just like, "Oh, this is so it's so great to create a character that people relate to and are entertained by."
Were the glasses and the vests part of what they originally saw for him too?
So yes, I will say though that when I went to do my wardrobe fitting for the pilot, I had my glasses on and they're too far for me to get right now. But I had my glasses on, and like our head of wardrobe and costuming, she gave me a bunch of different glasses to try on, and I was like, "But I really like my glasses." And she was like, "You know what? I like your glasses too. They're like a tortoise frame with some blue in it too." And she liked them a lot. And she took a picture, sent it to production, and everybody was like, "Yeah, we like that look." And so they made a couple duplicates of my glasses for Loud.
All right, well,
So
don't get them confused with the real pair because you won't be able to
oh
see,
no,
I'm sure.
yeah, the real pair is in my bag, and they put my prescription in it and everything. So we're
Okay,
good.
good.
I'm keeping mine
The
tucked away.
sweaters, you got some good sweater game though this season too.
He does. He has the best sweaters. He has some excellent sweaters. Shout out to Brooks Brothers for giving us such great sweaters. I love the cable knit, gorgeous. He's got lots of blues and purples and
Yes,
greens, my favorite color. He's got some vests in there too. He likes layers. Lyle is a man of many talents and layers.
well, see, it's part of his backstory. I believe like it's, when people put pressure on you, people hug you, it's supposed to be comforting, things like that. Maybe that's part of it. The layers make him feel more secure. The
He,
comfort squeeze.
Lyle doesn't like hugs. He will take a comfy sweater any day of the week.
Oh my goodness. Well, have you been busy working on any other projects lately, or is this so much of a
Yeah.
blessing that takes up so much of your time?
This is definitely a huge blessing that takes up a majority of my time. There are a couple other projects that are coming. Two of them are voiceover projects. I can say that. Two of them are voiceover projects, which I have a lot of fun with because I love voiceover a lot. I love character voices. When I was younger, I used to get in trouble because I would imitate my uncles and I would imitate my teachers and I would talk too much in class. And now look at me, I get to use my voice and get paid for it on television. Isn't this amazing? Um,
It's a
but
full
yeah,
circle moment.
full circle moment. So two animated projects, and then there's another project that we will see when it comes out. We'll see when all these projects come out. But really excited. It feels like feels like me season.
I was just gonna say it's Tristan's year.
Yeah,
He manifested it.
yeah. We're gonna keep going.
I hope so. I mean, there's so many more episodes to go and so much of a gift that you have for comedy. I think this is, like I said, the perfect vehicle because it tests your drama since you're so very excelling in comedy. So this is probably, one of those roles that heavens brought down, landed in your lap based on that journaling, right?
On me. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. I believe it.
Well, what would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do on our screens?
I mean, first of all, thank you so much for all of. It feels crazy to say fans, but thank you so much to all of my fans who've supported me over the years, from Awkward Black Girl to Insecure to 50 Central to Bigger and now to So Help Me Todd. Follow me on my journey. There are people who still whisper at me, imitating my character from Awkward Black Girl, Baby Voice Darius. There are people who still say, "Hey, what up? What up with that Bouch? What's up, Bouch?" for my character from Insecure. And I'm just so grateful. And I thank y'all for supporting me over the years, over my, what has it been? Over my 11-year career so far. And I hope that you continue to support me and tune in because I got some more in store for you.